Hi guys, so this is the next video in the chapter 10 series. So today we'll be looking into how warehousing is used effectively for the success of a business. Warehousing, process of storing and preserving stocks from the time it is bought or manufactured to the time they are sold, used or distributed. The process contains the following: receipt of stocks, identification, inspection, verification, ensuring quality, putting away, retrieving for issue. Warehouse is the place where the goods are stored or a place used to keep the goods for a long term. We need to consider these facts when locating a warehouse. Layout and flow of the building. The layout of the building, such as the location of the doors, spacious areas, height from the floor to ceiling, etc., will have great impact on the operational activity such as storing materials, distribution, packing, labeling, etc. So it is vital to consider whether space of building selected is suitable for the movements of materials and is able to comfortably store required levels of stocks and materials that the business need in that building. Zoning and intensity of use in the warehouse. It's also important to check how fast the storing of goods in warehouse and withdrawing of the goods are done. If the need is to just store the material and protect for certain period, then a simple assembly activity would be sufficient. But if the operation is for, let's say, a 24-hour operation, then it's necessary to select a place with facilities to obtain materials and distribute faster. It should also be considered where to locate the warehouse by taking into the account the factors of outgoing noise, outgoing substances, and necessity of outdoor storing. Proximity to major linkages. The warehouse should be located closer to the main mode of transportation used, such as near a railway, airway, or a waterway to transport the stored goods. It should also be closer to the consumers. If majority of the product is exported and rest of the production is distributed to the retailers in the country, then it's necessary to select the warehouse location where it can be easily accessed by expressways and railways as well as to harbors. So it is vital to consider the cost of transporting raw materials and finished goods to the warehouse and from warehouse to respected final destination and then select the suitable warehouse. Material handling capabilities. Factors like storing the materials and handling the equipment in movement of materials needs to be considered. Facilities such as loading and unloading terminals would be needed to operate equipments which lifts the goods and trucks which are used to move the goods, and availability of such facilities would help to distribute and handle goods fast and in an efficient manner. Nature of the stocked materials. Should select the warehouse based on the nature of the materials and also environmental factors like heat, moisture, and not being harmed from fire and rain. Example, when storing certain chemicals, they would need to be kept in such a way that they don't exceed a certain level of temperature. If it exceeds, then it would react and would create a fire in the building. Cost. The transport cost of carrying the raw materials to the factory, the cost of distributing the manufactured products to the final consumers, and loading and unloading cost should be calculated, and such costs should be minimized. Rent for warehouse, security deposits, insurance rates, parking premises and expenses. Following are several ways of storing the goods in warehouse. Pallet Racking. This is an easy and profitable method of storing. The goods would be stored on several marble pallets which are kept on one another in a frame. It's easy to access any pallet at any time. Individuals can reach to any pallet of goods using a ladder or a forklift truck. Block stacking, bulk storage. In this method, the goods of the same type are stored on top of another on the floor of the warehouse. Various types of goods are stored on the various places of the floor as heap of goods. The physical media like sacks or containers are not necessary to store the goods. Example, rice, flour, etc. Pallet flow. This method of pallet racks are composed with tracks or marble belts. These can be fixed to the drive-in method in which the storing of goods and removing of goods can be done on the same side, or drive-through method in which the goods are stored on one side and removing of goods can be done on the other side. The quality of the goods is very high when storing under this method and space can be optimized. This method is suitable to store the goods which are high in cost and stored in refrigerated warehouses. Speed controlling equipments can be fixed to prevent the damages to the goods. Pushback racks. Small baskets are fixed to the racks which have several layers. Baskets are stored one top of another to make several layers. After placing the products on one layer, it is pushed to back and then the next layer is placed in front of that. Mezzanine. An additional layer is created in between two floors of the warehouse. Any methods we looked in previously can be used to store on this layer. By this method, the existing area of the building can be doubled. Automated storage system. A mechanical arm device controlled by computer technology is used to stock and remove the materials in the warehouse. Very suitable to remove the stocked items of very small quantities or sizes. This method is also suitable to store and remove thousands of books and documents stored in archives. In the warehouse, there are several types of equipment used to move goods, such as forklift, pallet jacks, conveyor belts, forklift trucks. Let's look into the advantages of using these equipments in storing and moving goods in the warehouse. The warehouse is well organized. These equipments help to organize the goods systematically, which greatly improves the efficiency for employees to maintain and manage the warehouse. Safety of the stock products and employees. Limits the threat to employees. Theft of products and confusions due to systematically storing them in respective places. Contributed efforts and saves time. It's time consuming when the storing and removing of products are done manually. By using this, both effort and time is saved. Saves space for the warehouse. Warehouse is organized systematically since the goods are stored systematically. When the goods are stacked over and over instead of piling all in the same place, then there will be more space available in the warehouse. So that's it with this video, guys. Please do like and share to learn and let others learn. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.